guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. I'm Natasha. In today's video, it's just a really nice and simple makeup tutorial. This is one of my go-to daily makeup looks because it's low maintenance, it's quick and easy to do, and it's really affordable as well. Every single product aside from the foundation is drugstore, so it's really affordable. You don't have to break the bank, and I will leave all the products down below. Hope that you enjoy watching the video. If you do, hit that like button to show your support, and don't hesitate to subscribe as well because we have lots of fun on this channel and I'm going to be doing more and more videos very soon. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so I'm just going to brush through my brows. And then I'm going to apply some brow pomade. This is from Morphe. It's one of my absolute favourites. This is in the shade Java. And it's just a really nice creamy consistency. I love using it. And now I'm just going to start by drawing a line on the bottom. And then the top. And then I'm going to fill it in. This is more of a daytime look, so I'm not going in too heavy. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same but on the left brow. So now I'm going to prime my face. This is the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 8 Hour Wear Primer. And I'm only going to apply a little bit of this because this is quite hydrating and moisturising, but I don't want too much. And again, this is just a really affordable product. I'm just blending it in with my £1 silicone blender that I picked up from Primark. I've used it so many times and I like it because it spreads out the product and it doesn't absorb it in. I do use it quite a lot with concealer products. Okay, so I'm going to let that settle in and I'm going to get started on my eyes. I absolutely love doing my eye makeup. So I've got some NYX eyebrow base. This is in the shade White. I really like this one and it is really affordable. So I'm going to apply the white eyeshadow base onto my eyelid just with a flat concealer brush from Morphe. Okay, so the eyeshadow base is on. I know I look really shiny and white now, but trust the process. I will also brush my hair at some point today as well. Okay, so you probably have guessed which palette I'm using for this look because I've used it so many times. This is one of my best investments. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the first one she brought out, not the second one. I'm just obsessed with all the different colours in that. I've just spoke for choice. Today's look is more of a day look, as I mentioned earlier, so I'm going to stick to some more kind of like beiges and browns and neutral shades. But I'm still going to add a bit of definition so it looks quite effective. One thing that does bug me about this palette is that the colours are on the back and I'm just too lazy to keep checking. But I am going to start out just with adding a little bit of a highlighter shade on my brow bone, which is Beam, which is the second kind of like shimmery shade here. Okay, I'm just going to apply that on the brush. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with the yellow shade of the palette as a nice little transition shade. This is called Creamsicle. I love the name. Okay, and then I'm going to apply a mix of these two browns and a little bit of this brown shade next to Creamsicle. Slightly lower than where I've just applied Creamsicle. Okay, now that's nice and blended, I'm then going to go in with a slightly darker brown shade, which is this one here. This is called Puta. I'm going to apply that into my crease now, slightly lower than those previous shadows. Okay, and I'm just going to apply a little bit on my under eye. How have you guys been finding lockdown 3.0, guys? I know that a few people I've spoken to have been finding it quite difficult, but you've just got to try and sort of stay sane, keep yourself busy, get creative, do something that you've been putting off for a long while, have a clear out of your closet, sort out your loft, go and, I don't know, tidy your house if it's due a deep clean. Okay, so once those shades are blended, I'm gonna apply a darker shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna apply these two brown shades here. These are Chip and Mocha. Have you guys got any plans for Valentine's this year? We're not really doing anything this year because usually we would like to go out for a meal or something like that. But we're just going to stay in. We might get a takeaway, but it's also our anniversary, our 3-year anniversary on the same week, a couple of days later. So we might maybe save the takeaway for that and then not really do much with Valentine's Day. I know a couple of people that I know don't really like celebrating Valentine's Day because they're like, oh, you should show the person you love them every day, which is true, but there's nothing wrong with sort of celebrating another day of love, I guess. What I'm trying to do now, guys, I'm trying to blend this dark shade in as much as I can, then it's like a seamless transition. And that's why I'm using like more of a fluffy brush this time for the darker shade rather than like a small brush, which adds more definition. I want to kind of like disperse the colour a little bit. I hope that that colour is picking up on camera because it looks so nice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of concealer. I'm going to try and cut the crease a little bit. This is just my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 20. I love this one, you've seen it 1,000 times and it lasts for absolutely ages. You get loads of product in it, it's really nice and creamy. I'm doing it more into like a bit of a half cut crease, I've decided. This isn't the neatest, but it's absolutely fine. So now that I've applied the concealer on my eyelids, I'm going to apply a little bit of shimmer, but nothing too dramatic, just with a flat eyeshadow brush. So might go in with these two shimmery shades here, which is Obsessed and SBN. I'm going to start with Obsessed first. Right on the inner corner, and then in with SBN. And I want to try and make it sort of, again, blend so it doesn't look like it's two colours, it's almost like a transition from one shade to the other. And again, to tie everything together, I'm going to go back in with those dark brown shades just to make sure it's all kind of like blended and brings it all together as one. Now for some eyeliner, nothing too dramatic, it's going to be a thin line. I'm just going to apply it with my Morphe M250 brush. This is a Maybelline Eye Studio Lasting Drama Gel Liner in the shade Black. I love this one, it's really affordable and a little goes a long way. I've done a slight wing just because I felt like it, and I'm going to try and do a little bit of a cat eye at the inner corner. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the left eye. So for mascara, I'm using a Maybelline product again. This is the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara in the shade Blackest Black. I really like this one, especially for my lower eyelashes. I'm just brushing them up. Have any of you guys had relatives that have had the vaccine yet? Both of my grandparents have had the first one, and they were actually moved up 2 weeks earlier. So it sounds like in some places they're making really fast progress vaccinating people, which is good. It gives me hope that we won't spend the entirety of this year under lockdown. Okay, so time for my face. So I was going to use my Revolution foundation, but I remembered that I used it all up. So for foundation today, I'm going to use my Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation. I know it's not drugstore, but honestly, this foundation is fantastic. I use it for the daytime. It looks really nice. It applies lovely, but it does enhance dry skin. So if you are sort of in the place where your skin is like really dry and crackly, then I'd probably skip on this one until you get your skin with a bit more smooth complexion. Just before I apply the foundation though, I'm going to take a little bit of this Vichy Dermablend foundation stick. I've got a couple of blemishes, so I just want to cover those up with this. This is one of my best buys. It applies quite dark, but it's really good at covering up things like tattoos, scars, spots, you name it. So I've just covered a little bit on my chin. Okay, and I go with foundation then. Okay, so I've applied the foundation and now I want to add a little bit of contour. I know it's a daytime look, but it just adds a bit of extra kind of like shadow in the right places. So I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Insta Concealer and Contour Palette. I'm going in with the darker shade of brown. As you can see, this is a really well used palette. It's going to be gone soon. It's really affordable as well. I think I picked this up from Boots. Okay, I'm just going to start blending that in. You don't need to use loads of product. Okay, so I've just blended in the sort of like contour shade from the Rimmel Insta Conceal and Contour Palette, which is that really nice brown shade. And then I've just applied a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20 again. It's the same one from before, and I'm just about to blend that in with my silicone blender again. I really love these because it doesn't soak up the product like I said before. I do absolutely love beauty blenders, but sometimes I just prefer to kind of go over the top of products that I've spread out with the silicone blender first rather than going straight in with a beauty blender. I know that by dampening it, it reduces the amount of product it soaks up, but I just really love using these. At first I didn't like it because I thought, oh, it feels weird on my skin, and now I'm just so used to it. Okay, so I think it is time for a bit of powder. So I'm going to go in with another Maybelline product. This is the Maybelline Matte Maker powder in the shade Natural Beige. I'm just going to go in with a big old fluffy brush for this and apply it all over my face. Okay, Okay, now for a little bit of powder bronzer. This is the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in the shade Sunny. And I'm just going to apply a little bit. So now for a little bit of blusher. This is the Rimmel Kate blush palette. I'm going to be using the two lighter shades in the palette just onto the apples of my cheeks. Okay, and then now for a little bit of highlighter. I'm going to go in with a really affordable highlighter. You've seen it on my channel before. This is a Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked highlighter in the shade Peach Light. And it's this lovely kind of like peachy pearl shade. Now for a little bit of matte lipstick. This is the Sleek Matte to Me Ultra Smooth Lip Cream in the shade Birthday Suit. You've seen it on my channel again lots of times before, and I'm just obsessed with it. It is so affordable, and that kind of like brownie mauve shade is just so pretty, and it just goes with so many different outfits. And because it's quite neutral, it's just fantastic. Even if you decide to change your outfit last minute, you can guarantee that the lipstick is going to match because it's just so versatile. I have a little bit of dry skin on my lower lips, so please try to look past that. I think it's because it's cold winter months, I always seem to get chapped lips. But the great thing about sort of like a matte lipstick as well is that if you are going out and you wear a mask, it won't transfer. Okay guys, so this is the finished makeup look. It's got a bit of contour in there, a bit of sparkle, but it's nothing too dramatic or overpowering like I mentioned before. I hope that you've enjoyed watching the video. If you have, then please show your support, hit the like button and subscribe as well if you want to see more. Like I said, I will link all the products down below, and if you have any recommendations or suggestions, anything like that, then please leave me a comment down below and I will take a look as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.